If you like really quick reviews, you can see them really fast on things like this. I've got 3 of these Chanel palettes. Thanks so much for joining me for these speed reviews. Okay, I haven't done one of these before, but I often try a lot of items like in here. I've been trying out items. Usually things will end up as favorites. You'll hear about those and then I continue to use them. So sometimes you don't see them again because the next new thing has become a favorite. It's taken over that. But I do continue to use things in the background on and off. And then there are things that never make it into empties because I don't use the whole thing up and you don't hear about them again. So I thought this might be a nice format. This is not my idea. I've seen other people do this. I think it's such a great idea. If you like really quick reviews, you can see them really fast on things like this. I've got 3 of these Chanel palettes and one I've been using more than the others. And the one I've been using more than the others is like Coral. I like them all, but really this one, I've done so many dedicated videos on these that I will link those below. So if you want to see them up close and really get a feel for them, but like Coral's been the one I've been using the most. And then I also have 2 others here. Let's see where I can put all of these without them falling all over the place. So medium Coral looks best. Ooh, it's washing me out. Medium Coral looks best when used as a bronzer all put together. It's got a beautiful sun-kissed look to it. And then this one is medium rose gold, which is also beautiful, but I don't pull for this as much. What does look really pretty is using this color kind of brushed across the bridge of the nose here and the tops of the cheekbones. It gives a really pretty bronzed look, the way I think bronzer is supposed to be used, versus on the exterior. It looks really pretty on the front because it has a little bit of a glow to it. We've got this powder by YSL and it's a mattifying primer and I really liked it. It's called All Hours Hyper Finish and it looks like this. It's white, but it's translucent on me. Really does a great job of absorbing oil if you are more oily. This works really well in the front for me. I haven't used it as much because I'm going for a more dewy look and not using as much foundation so it doesn't break up anyway. So I've been going really minimal with makeup, so I haven't been using this as much. But if I were going to go in with a full face of makeup and had somewhere to go and needed to be really put together the whole time, I would definitely use this. Not this. This is the sponge that goes with it, but I would definitely use this right there in the middle of my face. It works very well. Then we've got a body care product here. This is a Necessaire Vitamin C. I've been using this. So it's a serum texture. If you're looking for the types of technology that one uses on the face like I do with vitamin C, there are companies that are now addressing the rest of the skin with that type of skincare. So this is again a vitamin C by Necessaire. Nice and lightweight, absorbs really nicely. We've got another Chanel product. This is in Pesche and I love this for color correcting but also for concealing. You can see there's a peachy tone there. I would rather use this than the concealer. I think they may have the same composition, so it's just a peachier tone, which I look for in concealers anyway, so I still stick by using this as my concealer versus this and a concealer. That one's great for the middle of my face and in a pinch also for the under eye area, but I prefer still the Chanel under eye concealer in 40. That's still the best perfecting product for the under eye for me. Then we've got here these pH lip products. I've got this one by Prada. It looks like this. I've used it quite a bit. I really enjoy this one. It doesn't give as much color. I don't know, I'm doing that because it's not really gonna show up. It's like a little bit of a stain. It's very subtle. These are very personal though. It depends on each person. I know some people get a lot of payoff with this kind of product. I don't. I just get a little hint of color, but I really like the texture. It's nice and buttery. So for moisturizing purposes, and plus the packaging is beautiful. Then we got another pH product. Actually, I tried one out in the earlier video. Like there must have been a video. I think yesterday's video will have the one, the Carolina Herrera one that I've just used once so far, but this really had a lot of payoff. If you didn't see this, it's the cutest little charm. And it looks yellow, but it was very pink on me. But I'm going to definitely be using that frequently because I liked the feel. This one is by Sisley, and this one, I have this and the refill now. This one's really nice. It's a little bit waxier though than the Prada, but it's still very nice. It's more towards the balmy side of things, but it's again very subtle on my lips in terms of the payoff that I get for that pH reaction. Okay, and then we have this Victoria Beckham balm as well. This one is in Colette. It has a waxier texture, the most waxy of the 3 of these. So if you like that, it's more like a traditional lip balm in its texture. It's got a really pretty color to it. It's subtle as well, but it's not a pH type of product, but it just has a little bit more than those pH products, but not as much as this. Like this really had some payoff, but it's not as evident as this. It's subtle. So I like this. I like these kinds of products. I think these are my favorite kinds of lip products because they give some color, but they don't necessarily transfer like lipstick does. I don't realize how many lip products I actually test out, but this one I have loved. I may be sold out now, but it's the Chantecaille. Look how much is left. That is rare for me, although I do go through lip products all the way versus other products. It was a limited edition by Chantecaille. It's their lip sheer product, which I really like. Again, very buttery. It's more like almost on a glossier kind of texture side. Really pretty shade as well, which was right here. And then I also had it in this one. Actually, this would look good with the medium coral. It's that sun-kissed look. This one was in Empower. And really pretty like neutral shade on me. Would have been really pretty. I never got around to doing that, and now it's not summer anymore, but I could still do it. Let me know if you want to see that. I think that might look pretty with the new Hermes palette that I have on right now. Then we have this YSL product. I really liked this too. So I have not tried all of their formulas, but this is the Volupte Candy Glaze. And I think there's like even one that's more like glossy than this. This is pretty, really nice color payoff. If you're looking for something that's on the glossier side, but also color payoff, this one has the most. Out of all those ones that I showed you, this one has the most, and this one is in 05. Really lovely product. Those are all products I carry in my bag, so I had to go into my bags, take them out for this purpose. That's how much I love them. This one I keep in my travel area. This is by Chantecaille. It's the Rose de Mai lip balm, and I love Chantecaille, so there are very few products I don't love, and this is nice and creamy as well. Really nice balmy texture. So this one's great. It doesn't have any color on me. It looks pink here, but I don't get any color payoff, so it's more just like a really elevated lip balm, beautiful packaging. And then we've got here from, what is this? Oh, from Victoria Beckham. This is that brow product that I'm so glad so many of you chimed in on this, because I thought it was just me that it wasn't working for. It's the clear version. I really like the innovation with this brow brush though. I was really hopeful for it, but it really didn't work as well for me as other products. So the Feather Fix, I love the idea, but it just did not perform on me. Then we've got this in Neon Dahlia. I love these sticks, eyeshadow sticks in general. And this one I've used quite a bit. I use it just to line right along the lash line for a daily eye. It's really pretty. I mean, I'm swatching when I can, but I have dedicated videos to all of these. So let me know, or I can always swatch them in the community tab if you want. Then we've got here January by Ciele. So this is a newer blush to me. I was looking for something pinkier because I have a Christie, I think. Wait, what do I have? I have something. I can't remember the one that I have, but I think there's one that I actually should be trying that is probably more my alley. But this one is nice and pink. I just put a dot here and then blend it with the other one that I have. It's SPF 50. So that's why I wear this on the daily, because I like to protect this area especially, which is very close, not very close, but it's the most exposed in terms of the parts of my face to the sun, because I have cheekbones here, they stick out. The sun's gonna hit those first. So that's where I want to protect. I mean, I wear SPF every day. That is not new, but I am trying a new SPF because, you know, I love the Sisley SPF 50, but it's almost $400. So I've been trying to see what else is out there that does brightening and mineral SPF 50. And this one is by Caudalie. This is a daily mineral sunscreen SPF 50 lotion. It also says that it is brightening somewhere. Where does it say it's brightening? I feel like I read it was brightening somewhere. Brightening, there it is. It says it on there, brightening. So this one has, like, you know, a white cast, but I don't know any mineral sunscreen that's gonna have not a white cast, but it's fine. It dries down a little bit more than the Sisley. Oh, well, I'm gonna break my hand here. It dries down more. It's not as luxurious as the Sisley. Sisley has a nice moisturizing aspect to it because I think it says moisture as well. This one doesn't say moisture. So I feel like I need to really hydrate nicely with this one, but depending on your skin type, you might not need to. But this is the closest thing to the Sisley products that I can find that is at a much better price point. So I've been using this daily, just trying to get used to it. Then we've got this Merit product. It's the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. So what I like is that it moisturizes and primes at the same time, both very gently. It's not something super heavy duty, but I think if you like Merit products, you're really gonna like this. If you like that other product that they have that's more of like not an oily product, but it definitely is not the best for oily skin. But if you have more oily skin, this might be really nice to use if you love Merit products. It's very nice. Then I've been trying this out by Oak Essentials. So they sent me several products that I've been trying out, and this cleansing balm, I really tried it out there, but it has more of that, like, what is this texture? It feels like melted butter texture. So I definitely have to double cleanse with this. It does a job, but it's a little bit of work to get rid of this. I think if you have dry skin, you might like it though, because it does leave hydration behind. But when I clean, I really want everything just clean. I want the cleansing balm to really emulsify everything and wipe it away and not feel that extra moisture. I don't know why that bothers me, but there's a little bit of extra moisture left behind with this. But it is very nice. It's just not my preference. I still love the Elemis cleanser. Then we've got this Rose de Mai spray by Chantecaille. I really like this bottle. So if you love the Pure Rosewater by Chantecaille and you don't love the glass bottle, then this is a nice alternative, because I'm clumsy. I already shattered one once and I said I'm never going to do that again. And this really helps because it won't break as easily as something like this. I have this is the glass bottle that it usually comes in. So it's really nice to have this. And I love the Rose de Mai water. It's just refreshing. So I know Sylvie Chantecaille has talked about keeping this on her nightstand, spritzing this when she wakes up, spritzing it before she goes to bed. So I love their rose water. It's distilled rose water. So it's not like rose scented water, it's distilled rose water. This Cheetah palette by Chantecaille, I still love it. It is very neutral. This is my second one. That's why this looks so nice. So this is my second palette that I have, and it's a great staple piece that goes with pretty much everything. These neutrals are beautiful. So let me just swatch. It's like a peachy tone, like a mushroomy tone, and then a really nice glow. Like, you can see how subtle that is. Really beautiful. Goes with everything kind of palette. Then we have here the Chantecaille powder foundation. Some of you really love this. So I feel like this is one of those things that either you really like or you really don't like. I don't really love this one. This is one of the very few products by Chantecaille that I don't love. And I don't know if it's the case of like here's the color here. I have peach. I don't know if this is a case of it's the wrong shade, so I'm just not gonna like it. It feels really smooth though. I feel like I would want to like this kind of thing based on the texture, but I do wonder if it might be the shade. I might have to try a different shade. Let me know, but I feel like it didn't enhance the look of my skin, which all their other products do. It might be, I was trying to say, it might be like that Hermes product that I got, the Plein. When it was the wrong shade, it was really bad. But when I got the right shade, and I actually have the on right now, 50 in Palomino, it's still a little bit more olive, but if I have the right shade, it looks so much better and it does what it's supposed to do, so that might be the case. The Chantecaille Sunstone Real Bronze right here, is this their only bronzer now? I wonder. That's what it looks like. It's really pretty. I still really like this. Their textures are so beautiful on their products, and that's why they blend so beautifully together. They just do an exceptional job. And I think one of the reasons their products are so nice is because they don't make so many different kinds of products in their collection. It's very curated and everything is done really well. And that's what I appreciate about Chantecaille. There's so much attention to detail and lots of intent behind each product. Then we've got this Supergoop that I recently received and I've been trying it out. This does have a white cast on me. It's too light here, but then it's one of those products that I put it on my skin and then I let it sit for a while. And then after like a half an hour, I didn't even really notice that it looked like that, because it didn't look like this. I didn't even really notice it because it had since melded with my skin. So I'm still on the fence about this, but it is 50 plus if you're looking for something. It has a little bit more of that like doesn't dry down kind of feeling with SPF. Sometimes there's like almost an oiliness to them. But I've been trying it with this. So this actually works well on the exterior of my face where I can get more dry. So I put that on my face and then I put this matte screen. This is better for me in the middle. So this is SPF 40, 100% mineral SPF. Looks like this reminds me of the Color Science SPF, except it doesn't have the same dryness about it. It's more, there's more of a hydrating element in here. And we've got here this, I had higher hopes for this because I was really impressed. This was one of those items from Sephora that I thought, wow, I'm gonna really use this because it's a great peachy color. It's got this lovely shade to it here. And I thought it was gonna be something I was gonna use all the time, and for some reason I did not. I don't know if it's just that I enjoy the luxury packaging more than I think I realize I do. Like, I really enjoy that part. I don't ever really talk about the packaging, but I think that I love using products that just look pretty, and this packaging is fine, but I don't know. There's some reason I wasn't pulling for this, even though the appearance of it on the skin was beautiful and the result was beautiful and the shade match was actually really nice. This peachiness, I did not pull for it. I'm gonna leave this more towards the front of my makeup and see if I use it, because I really should be, because it does what I need it to do. It color corrects. Then we got this, this Hourglass. I might be the only one who doesn't love this product. It didn't work with my skin. It has like an oiliness about it almost. And then the fact that I have to apply this on top of concealer is another issue. I think if I didn't have concealer on underneath, oh yeah, I forgot how it dispensed. I feel like if I didn't have concealer underneath, we wouldn't have this issue. Like if I had lovely skin all even, then I would really like this like fresh on the skin kind of look. Because it has a lovely finish, it really does. But on top of concealer doesn't have the loveliest finish. So this is a pretty color though, it's in Scene if you're interested. But I feel like people with drier skin, people who don't require concealing underneath might really like it. And then also if you're not applying it on top of foundation, just on bare skin, might be the best way. Let me know if you have it, love it. I know a lot of people love it. How do you use it? What kind of skin type do you have? And are you working with makeup underneath? Because I think that's a big factor in that. Then we have this Mally. So I have a travel size also. This Face Defender works really well. So I love using this when I just want to really take down the shine but not look like I'm wearing powder, and kind of keep things in place. It's really lovely. Then we've got Jones Road Beauty. This is the one that I just got an email from them and how many people love this. This Pinky Bronze, I really think it has to do with skin type. So let me know what you think of these Miracle Balms, because they are a balm. I mean, it's like a balm on the skin. So if you have dry skin, I can see how this would really look beautiful, would enhance the skin. But for oilier skin types, I don't know if this is the kind of thing. I think she talks about one of her other products, like foundation product. And she even says if you have oily skin, this might not be the best for you. There's some products she talks about where she says if you have oily skin, this might not be for you. Was that it? I feel like this is the same case, that if you are super oily, maybe this is not what you would love because it doesn't dry down. But if you are dry, I can definitely see loving this product. And it's nice and sheer, and it's just a pretty hint of color. So I'm gonna really have to try these products, like the whole Miracle Balm thing, without foundation, without concealer, and see how I get along with them. But it's beautiful. And then we've got this Josh Rosebrook that I've been trying, this cleanser. It's a gel cleanser. It doesn't foam. You definitely need a washcloth though. It's not gonna be one of those things that foams up and then you just rinse off and all your makeup is gone. Like, this requires a washcloth to help wipe away the residue. But I've been trying it out, and actually I travel with it because it's not something I use every day, but it's nice to have something to travel with. And then we've got here, this is by Colette. It's a lip, what does she call this? Like a lip oil, lip treatment oil. It looks really pretty. Just be careful. I have to be careful not to use too much, because what happens is that it gets like, it'll kind of clump up in areas. So just a thin layer is nice, but it gives like a nice milky look. Looks like this right here. You see it? It's very hard to see. Looking for that milky kind of appearance to the lip, it's very nice. We've got these cream to powder blushes by Chanel, and I have 3 now. I've got one of them on underneath a blush right now. These are lovely. This shade though looks best, this Beige Eclatant looks best straight on skin, no makeup underneath, because it's a little bit light for me. And then if I put this on top of other makeup, it sits on the skin a little bit, or has the appearance of sitting on the skin, versus the other two, which have more pigment. They look like they mesh really beautifully with the skin. Although I did go over one of the more pinky ones with this, and it looked really nice. Actually, I have Rose Ardent, Beige Eclatant, and then also an Hermes blush on all together because I was trying to fix something, but I do have this in the mix there somewhere. These are lovely though if you wanted them. They're very skin flattering, skin beautifying. They just make the skin look alive and healthy and a little bit smoother, a little bit more glowy, really pretty. We've got skincare. This is Yonka Serum C20. So do try out skincare in the background here. It's really lovely, but it is more like an oil. So when it's anti-aging, radiance unifying. So when I apply this in the evening, I really have to wait like 30 minutes or so, or 40 minutes before I go in with other skincare, because it is just like sitting on the skin before it absorbs. So this is very much a more moisturizing texture if you're looking for that, but it's very nice. I wanted to mention this. It seems minor, but this is by L'Occitane, and this is a dry skin hand cream. And one thing I noticed when I opened this, because I carry these around, I've carried these around for years, is when I screw this top off, I've done this before, especially on airplanes, I screw the top off and it falls off, and then I have no lid. But then I realized that this has a lift off, not lift off, but like a cap that opens like this. So wise, because now I'm not going to drop this and lose it and then have to discard this. So I just want to point that out, because I thought that I did not notice this before, but I think it's so great. So it's the dry skin hand cream. Then we've got here, oh, this is by Chanel. This is the Blanc Pearl, and this is a top coat. And this is not at all what I expected. It's got like a pinky tone to it when you apply it, because it looks white here, but then I'll show you right here. You can see it's like reminds me of like a rainbow trout, kind of like a, what do you call that? A scale on a fish, that kind of a thing. It's really pretty though. I was watching back the video where I said I didn't love it, but then as I looked at it on the video, I thought it's really interesting, pretty, and it did something different to my eyeshadow, which was Brune Talpa at the time. So I don't not like this as much as I think I said I didn't love it. I think I just was expecting something different. So now that I know what I have here, there are other ways that I can think of that I could incorporate this. So it's interesting. I mean, it really transforms an eyeshadow. Doesn't look like much here, but it's pretty. Then we've got here this blush, which was by Chantecaille in Energy. Really pretty. It was really pretty. I just haven't pulled for it because I've been trying so many other blushes, but it may not be in stock anymore because it was limited edition. Really lovely glow on this one too. Brought life to the cheeks, brought dimension to the cheekbone area. I love these kinds of blushes. And again, Chantecaille, love Chantecaille. Oh, then we've got this blush by YSL in 44. This is the one I have to try next to Rose Ardent by Chanel. And this was lovely. I really enjoyed this, but the thing about this one is that it's a bit of work to get it to look the way I want it to look, because I want it to look really pretty. And so it's not effortless. It's definitely takes a little bit of effort to apply this. And then the trick with the concealer, where I apply concealer and I don't let it set, and then I go in with a brush on top of this and I apply the blush on top of the concealer, and then I let them set together. So they're applied a little bit in layers, where I don't let the concealer dry first, because then it ends up lifting it off. So I've got to go in at the same time. So concealer, apply with the brush, let them set, and that seems to work better. So that's why I mean, it's a little bit more work. It's not effortless to apply this, but I really like the result. It's really pretty on the skin. Oh yeah, also, let me just talk about my fragrance. I had a fragrance that I picked up, Francis Maison Chrétien. I really have been enjoying that fragrance set. Thank you for the recommendation. I really love 724. That's been my favorite one so far to use. And then I picked up a little fragrance set by Victoria Beckham Beauty, and the one in, Portofino? Is that the one? The one in the blue? Really liked that one. And it reminded me of Cypress Oud, the one that's like in a green egg. It's a very niche kind of fragrance company, but it reminds me of the one This fragrance, which seems really hard to find, so I don't know if it's available or not anymore. It's a beautiful bottle. I love this one, but it reminds me a lot of that fragrance. The Victoria Beckham one. Oh, look, I have 724. I was gonna try this. This is 724, and then this is Portofino 97. Oh, I was right. So these are the fragrances I've been enjoying from those sets. I also have here this Jones Road Beauty. This is a one, again, I think she really appeals to those skin types that are more dry. And this one is like a highlighter oil. So it's really pretty on the cheekbones. It looks like this, really lovely, really hydrating. It doesn't have the same balmy texture though. So just know that it's not a balmy texture, but it's super hydrating. This is Jones Road Beauty. It's a shimmer face oil. And then we've got here, oh yeah. So remember I did this 5 new 5-star products at Nordstrom. I never returned anything, but I did return that La Prairie foundation because it did not work for me. I know it's worked for some of you, but it did not work for me. I actually returned it, which is unheard of. I can count on my fingers how many times I've returned makeup. It rarely happens. But I did keep this, the eyeshadow and stick from Trish McAvoy. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why I kept it because it's very light and pink, but I think I kept it as a reference for those of you who want something that's matte and lighter. And this one is. It's very nice. It's very smooth going on. This one feels really, really smooth. Went on evenly as well. Hard with matte eyeshadow sticks, I think. Oh yeah, speaking of eyeshadow sticks, we've got here the NARS. Oh, you know I'm using the NARS Peach. The NARS one in that peach shade. I love that one. I use it as a concealer now. It's really nice. And then I use this one as like crease color. It's really beautiful. And this is matte as well. It's an Oblivion. It's like a mushroomy shade. Really nice. NARS did well with their eyeshadows, their eyeshadow sticks. And then I have this Laura Mercier Moonlight, which I've been using on the center of my lids for a little bit of glow. So loving eyeshadow sticks. They're so easy to use. And then this, this is the concealer by Victoria Beckham. This one's an L2. It's really lovely. It's between the consistency of something like the Chantecaille Le Camouflage Sealer, which is nice and fluid, and then the Chanel Eye Concealer in the pot. That one is not as hydrating, a little bit of a thicker texture, but a little goes a long way. This reminds me of something in between those two. So if one's too fluid and one's too dense for you, this might be really nice. And I really liked the appearance of it, really pretty. So I've got to do a concealer rundown. I have a lot of new concealers here. Oh yeah, a concealer. This is by Chanel. This is B41. So this is one I said I probably don't need just because it's still a little off. I wonder if BD51 is probably better. I mean, I'm gonna go down. I really need to try like 5 concealers from each of these lines to really identify the right one, but it's like, that's too many concealers. I wish I could see them in person, try them side by side, try them on my face. We have these lip veils, Chantecaille. I've been using all of them. Acacia. Right here is my favorite one, has the most color to it. And then this also, Wild Senna, is beautiful. It's like the warmer for something like really light. This is about as light as I can go. And then we also had here Desert Lily, which is probably the lightest cool tone that would work for me. So those are really pretty. Yeah, those are like the lightest tones that would work for me. Love the lip veil formula. It's more opaque than the lip sheers and the lip cheeks. Oh, here's the NARS. It was hiding in here. It's the NARS that I was talking about with that peachy tone. Love it for a concealer. Love it for a color corrector, for my dark spots for sure. And then this Brush On Block 50 SPF powder. I bought it, I haven't used it yet. It's been too hot, but I will definitely be using it in the cooler months. Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but it's really nice. This brush is really nice. UV Shine. So it's a lip oil with SPF 30. I haven't used it as much, but now that I'm looking at it again, I'm gonna use it. I think the color is not something I loved. It's a little bit like deep. I'll use it because it's SPF. But that's it. Let me know if you like these speed reviews. Like I said, there are dedicated videos to all of these products, but I feel like maybe you didn't hear about the follow-up for those, even though I say I try them in the background. Sometimes I don't. Well, actually, I don't really follow up on them, so I'm really trying to do that because out of all the things you always see, these are things that typically maybe have only been seen been seen once. I definitely love your feedback on videos like this. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.